Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, Phương, and hello, Quyên. How are you doing these days?
I'm doing good. Thank you, chị Thương, and hello, Quyên. How are you?
Oh, it's a bit hot these days. I mean, let's say in a lazy mood this week, let's say. And because it's the holiday time in Thailand, right? We have like many holidays since Songkran until this week.
Continuously holidays.
Yeah,
So in a lazy mode, and we need some push, right?
yeah.
So that's why we do the podcast today.
We just put a push ourselves to do something extra. Yeah. Okay. So first, thanks for all of you for joining us today. I also had a similar story to tell. I have experience of years of continuous growth. My growth here is actually in terms of body fat. Whatever I do, it doesn't decrease. So, so this experience really makes me think a lot. So when I observe people at this age, many are struggling with the similar body changes. It's not same as monies or other things. It's keep on growing and it's never decrease. So, however, I also did notice that there are some people who have kept their excellent disciplines in terms of doing fitness, having change in their daily habits in eating, and I really respect those people. And this also led me to a self-realizations in terms of observing things happening around me. It just made me realize that if we want anything in our life, we always have to put some extra steps to win ourselves from a daily habit such as waking up early, eating a healthy food, or just reading few pages, or just doing a small change per day. On these very simple examples of stepping out from our comfort zone, making a small daily changes. It looks easy, but it's not easy as we always think. And also just now you share about some lazy mode, and sometimes we don't want to step out of our comfort zone. So today's topic is about winning ourselves, and I hope this discussing this topic will also help to inspire all of us to get out of our comfort zone to do some push in different area of our life. So I will start with our first questions for Phương. Can you please share your opinions? What does winning oneself mean to you?
Well, this question I think is not easy to answer. In the past, when I was young, when I think about winning, I always thought it was about winning someone else. For example, in a competition, we win our opponents or win our friends to have a better grades. When I was young, I never thought about winning myself. However, when I grow older and older, I realized that actually our life is not a race. It's not about winning someone else, but actually it is about winning ourselves. I heard somewhere that the worst enemy is yourself. So the journey to improve yourself, to be a better version of yourself, is actually to win yourself. Now I think winning myself means a lot to me, and I'll always remind myself that I need to push myself out of the comfort zone, to set a goal to be better and better every day. In that way, I can improve myself, but I still can be happy with everyone, to consider everyone around me as friends, not the competitors. By thinking so, I feel my life happier and I have better relationship with everyone. And at the same time, I can improve myself a lot. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting, and it's very different perception. I believe that it takes us so much time in order to discover this concept about viewing things. I had a similar experience when I had no idea of winning myself means. All I think about is winning other people, winning the race, winning external things, not winning myself. And that concept only just happened recently, and I believe it took us a lot of time observing ourselves, life experience in order to really truly understand this. Thank you for sharing this. Moving to the next question, I want to ask Quyên, can you have to share any experience that you have to face in order to winning yourself?
Yeah, actually, I think this topic comes in the right time for me. As I said, like now I'm in like kind of lazy mood these days. Don't really want to work much. I just try to finish something that reach to the deadline already. And the other thing, I just keep delaying it. Actually, today, this afternoon, I sit in a coffee shop and thought about this one. I was thinking like, what is the reason why I keep doing this, repeating this kind of habit for long times. So for me, this is a kind of weakness of myself. Actually, I realized this one just maybe last year or almost 2 years ago. I got this problem. And then last year, I decided to improve myself because sometimes I realized that our brain, like you always say, that our brain sometimes it fools us, right? When I'm in a lazy mood, like I don't want to do something, my brain just suddenly, I don't know, like seem like it tells my body that you are not good today, you need to take rest, so don't need to work too much. And then I think it's just a trick. So I just found some excuse to not continue working. Like for example, the weather is too hot, I got headache, whatsoever. Like I just find the excuse for that. But then I realized that this keeps happening, and then it delays my work. Even like I still don't have a break problem because of that. But of course, like sometimes we see that the result of the work will not be good as I expected. Then last year I decided, okay, I need to stop this kind of thing. Actually, I didn't know what to do exactly. Then the first thing I tried to do is just to ignore that voice in my mind. Yeah. And then like another problem of myself is like I always got low energy in the afternoon after lunch. I think many people got that problem. So I'm gonna be very sleepy. So I just firstly ignore the voice in my mind that you should go to bed. And secondly, I just like sleep a little bit, or I will do some work that no need to use my brain a lot, like light work, or I have to talk with my friend or the team about some issue that's still pending. So with that thing, like keep continuing doing, I can keep, let's say, the working mode until the time I realize that the lazy mode already passed. Since like I work on some issue, so I just continue with that. Yeah, but then thing is not easy because these days it come back again, and it keeps coming back if we if we are not aware that it's coming back. So it's my experience, and I'm still trying to fight with that.
Your story is very cute. When you share with me, I thought there were multiple Quyên, multiple Q1, Q2. You've been talking to each other about your mode and your battery. It reminds me of the mobile phone. By afternoon time, the battery is down, so you need to
Yeah.
recharge. It's very nice story, but fun fact, it's not only you. Everybody has that story, and I have the same, especially more than that. That is the reason why there were so many things I wanted to learn. I wanted to go further in terms of developing a new skill, new languages, or a very simple thing like keeping a discipline to exercise, to eat a healthy food. I couldn't make it for many years, and that's what I said. I just grow in terms of body fat. Nothing else. Everything is stay the same, and that's come to the point where I really said I need some force from both myself and from outside. The pressures or the force from outside is good because it's another push. You push yourself, but when there is no pressure, you tend to take it easy. You tend to slow down things, especially with all the training that we have all this day about not being ambitious, about not trying to get more. It did really affect to our mentality in terms of taking things easy. But when we look in the long term, there were so many things we wanted to do and we were not able to do.
Yeah, so we say we need both push and pull, right?
Right, right. And that's what I appreciate all the external force sometimes. For example, in my work, when there is a deadline from our clients, when there are things to do, I was so productive during the weekday. But when it is holidays, I wanted to do some tasks, but my mode, I was like holiday mode, so I'm doing slow. Then I said such a simple task I wanted to do, but since morning until 4 p.m. I was not able to do it. I just realized it's all mentality. Like when you set your mode active, you can do it. But when you are not, you have so many excuses.
Right. But I think I'm kind of different type. Yeah, chị Thương said that you work under pressure. You seem to be more productive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the same. I feel like when I work under too much pressure, I'm not as productive as I am used to be, because when I work under too much pressure, I feel kind of anxious.
Mm-hmm.
I can go into the flow easily when I feel comfortable. It depends on the personality, I think.
For me, yes. Actually, I used to feel the same when I had the under pressure. I feel bad about that pressure. Then I'm not able to work with the flow. That means I'm not creative. I'm not productive. I just get the job done because of the pressure. But now I'm seeing the pressure as an opportunity. For example, today, this afternoon, about 5, 6 p.m., one of my client is asking for some task tomorrow, and everyone knows tomorrow is public holiday. At first I felt so angry, like not feel happy. Yeah, but then again I thought that they have been so good clients and they are very supportive to us. They are talking about more opportunity on increasing the budget, working with us more. So I think it actually seems difficult, but when I look in detail of the task they want, it is all right and it is possible to do. So I told them that tomorrow is public holiday. It's not our right to do, but I will try to see if I can do. And I also prepare the answer for them that even if I'm not able to make it, I will give you the answer on Friday, which they said okay. After that, I feel very relaxed. How to say this situation is pressure, but also relaxed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we work under pressure, but at the same time, we need to feel
Right,
relaxed
right.
to be more innovative, because I also heard that many people normally they create something new when they do nothing.
Mm,
When we are working too hard, we are stressed. Actually, we are not working productively.
mm.
So that's why I think it's also a suggestion. When we feel a little bit stressed, maybe we can do something just very simple, like to have a sip of tea, just do nothing for 5 minutes. But after that, when we are back to work, it's much better. Yeah.
Yes, so even under the pressure, there are also many layers. Yeah, it really depends on the situation and on the mentor.
Right.
Okay, in our life, mostly we always, like, not only us, not only Queen, not only Phương, not only myself, facing the problem of wanting to move farther or want to do anything more, but a lot of times there are hindrances in terms of the habits or making a small changes. So Queen, may I ask you, what do you think are some of the common obstacles that delay us from moving further, that we cannot overcome to win ourselves?
So for this one, I'm thinking of the internal and external obstacles. For external ones, it's quite easy to think of, right? I think it's the social media, the thing that is very popular now. You want to work or you want to study, next to you is your phone, so you cannot focus whenever like there's any notification from the phone. Scroll down the Facebook or Instagram, things like that. Yeah, is the distraction from the social media. The second thing, also external, and I think it's linked to the internal factors as well, is that you listen to other people too much. Like when you want to do something and then that person say that you cannot do it. I have another friends and they tried to do it before and they failed because of this, of that. You will have the same problem, you cannot do it. And because we are still weak inside, we are not strong, so we will listen to that person and we believe that. So it's linked to our inner strength as well. Then talking about the internal one, I think what we just mentioned earlier is the laziness, right? That we like to stay in the comfort zone. We like to do things that easy for us. Don't want to try too much, too hard, because I think it's also the brain function. Right?
Default mode. We prefer something easy,
Yes.
something comfortable,
Yes.
right?
So that's why they say that if you want to do something new, we just start with small step first. And I think the last one is we are scared. For example, like we need to meet new people, we need to go to new places, and we're scared what we're gonna deal with those situations. So again, it is back to the point like we don't want to step out of the comfort zone and we scared of being failed. So I think it's the mentality thing that stop us continue trying. So that is my thinking about this.
Yeah, so I agree, and I think it's totally true because the fear of being risk taking a new challenges and we don't know what is going to happen is one of the most common things that stop us from moving further or doing something new, and it's very common for us. Do you have any tips or any habits that can help us to win ourselves?
Yes, I agree with all the opinions that Gwen just said because we are affected by the external factors. When we were young, when we were not strong enough, so we need to make friends with someone positive, or we can be inspired by other people. I often listen to the podcasts or reading books. By doing so, I can be inspired by the successful person. They give me a lot of lessons to improve myself. We need to build the inner strength day by day. However, I think the most important thing is about the internal factors. And all the reasons that Gwen just mentioned, I think the reason is just about we are lack of the trust with ourselves. When we say that we care too much about the other opinion, or normally we compare to people on social media, right? We are afraid of the external change. Actually, it's just because you do not believe in yourself enough. I think the best solution is to build up your trust in yourself day by day. At the end of the day, it's still about your inner strength. It's a long journey. I cannot tell you do this and do that, and tomorrow you will be another person. No, maybe you will face many failures to learn the lessons. After that, you will have strength. You will be more confident about yourself. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this. It's very interesting, but I think it's really a journey. Like from what you said, it start with the foundation of the mentality, having a good environment surrounding where you can really see the positive impacts in their life, and then slowly along the way we build our inner strength, build the confidence, the discipline and trust in ourselves. Then the external thing would become smaller part, and the inner, the trust in yourself will become a bigger part. Back to this topic again, because we are human, we have two sides. One is very lazy mode where we just want easy thing when we don't want to do, and sometimes we fall into that trap, and then up to the point where you feel that you don't go any far. That's what happened to me many times. Just want to ask Rian, have you ever faced disappointment when you wanted to do something but you were not able to overcome yourself?
Yeah, I think I have more examples than when I can win myself.
Very right questions.
Yeah, of course. I think I have a lot. For example, like I took the exam and failed, and after that I know that, yeah, because I didn't study hard enough, and then I failed again. So like lesson learned many times, many times, and then
Mm.
still again, like, or when I was in a lazy mood and I know that if I don't do this, the work will be delayed, but then still I didn't do it right away. Then after that, it's near the deadline, when I actually work on it, I see that, okay, there's something that I need to check more, which I need more time. Actually, these things happen, I think, many times, and I also try to improve myself a lot. But then I still have the times that I couldn't, let's say, win myself. Yeah. And yeah, of course, I came back and blame myself that why you didn't do this earlier. But then I think maybe the result was not severe enough for me to actually learn that lesson. So it just happened again and again.
Yeah, same here. I also had a lot of experience like that, and many times I blame myself. Every time it come back, yeah. So that is the biggest aftercause of my life. So many things that I wanted to learn. Like some years ago, I wanted to learn Chinese, but it went nowhere. And again, the same thing about the exercise. I'm doing one day and I'm off for 10 days. Yeah, sometimes I was thinking that I need maybe the external force, like register a very expensive course for the fitness. When you have to pay a lot, sometimes you feel that, okay, you really need to take back. Even though actually nowadays I can do in my own condo, but it doesn't help. So you need some external force.
Yeah, but my lesson is quite different. I am also kind of the person who always blame myself when something goes wrong, feel guilty. For example, when something goes wrong, I always think that I could have done better. I should have tried much more than that. And I feel so stressed on my journey. Now I realize that to love yourself, sometimes you should forgive yourself because I know that I tried my best already. Yeah, my lesson is something like sometimes you should take it easy for yourself.
I think maybe because you know that you try your best already. But then for my case, I know that I never try my best.
Same. I blame myself because I also felt that I should have tried more, put more effort.
No, I mean, our brain always play tricks with us, right? Some inner voice tell me you could have tried much more than that. But I know we spend 8 hours per day to work. We still need to spend time with our family, right? And sometimes we have too many things at the same time. For example, learning English, maybe we just spend a little time per day. So we cannot expect something perfect, and we need to accept it to realize the beauty of the imperfectionism. That's my lesson. We need to win ourselves, but it's not to put too much pressure. Yeah, something like that. Different lessons for different people.
Different people have different journey.
Maybe the things we just mentioned is the things that we need to work for a long time, right?
Yeah, right.
For my case, for example, before I took the exam for accountant, we have more than 10 subjects, so we need to learn, I think, for a few years, not like a short time. So during that few years, sometimes I work very hard, sometimes I was very lazy. It's not easy for the things that we have to spend long time to achieve it. Chị Thương earlier mentioned about doing exercise or even learning languages, keep a healthy eating habit. They are all the things that we have to do for a long time to achieve something. We cannot expect the result to come after few days, few weeks. But then maybe our brain, or we are human, then we expect our body changed after maybe 2 weeks of exercising or dieting, something like that. Maybe we need to recheck exactly what we are doing. It's not the easy thing. And then I think, yeah, of course, like different people have different lessons. But the point here is like we need to review again about the problem. What exactly happened before that lead to this negative result? If we miss deadline, it's because we didn't work hard enough or because we got a lot of things to handle. We need to think about that.
Yeah, evaluate ourselves.
Right.
Most of the things we wanted, all the things takes time. It's like it's the progress. It looks simple, but somehow like learning a language or learning anything is always like a continuous progress, making a small change, small progress every day, and it's all about. And that's we have to understand the principle and to remind ourselves every day. So after this talk is somehow to remind me on everything I want to do. And also again we have to prepare for ourselves that maybe 10 things you want, but in reality you can get only 2 or 3 things, but maybe compared to some years ago you already make some progress about something, right? Yeah, last question with Phương. You did mention in the
Yes.
beginning of this talk about winning yourself, not with others. Why it is so important to win yourself but not others?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's really important to me, and it changed all of my mindset and the perception of winning myself. I realized that life is not a race. When I understand that thing, the relationship is much better, because when we consider we need to win someone else, for sure the relationship will become worse because you consider other people to be your competitors. I think we should understand that our life is not about win or lose. It will be very stressful for both sides, for everyone, because we need to show off our strength and to find out the weakness of others. Actually, it's not true about life. When I understand that, even in my company, some departments, we need to find out the solution. Sometimes there will be conflicting ideas, right? But in a meeting, I never think it's about winning or losing. We just share our ideas to that issue. It's about the problems, not about people. By thinking so, I feel my life better with everyone around me to be friends. It takes me time to understand it, and when we grow up, all the society system, somehow they make us understand that we need to be the first place. It means you will win others. We always have the things to compare people with each other, and I think it's not good. We know that everyone has their strength better.
My life also changed since I view the way I view things differently. You have no idea when you are young that why you have to compare with yourself, but you have to compare and compete with others, and that's how all the conflicts happens and all the toxic relationship happen. Since I changed that mindset, I feel so easy and so relaxed on others. There is really no loser in any time in the workplace or in other. You are doing better. I'm really feel happy for you. It's really really a wonderful perception. Yeah, last question for Queen. I have this idea in mind, thinking that we talk about the making the change and taking risks. When we change our life, change ourselves, it means also taking risks. But what if we don't change? Is it also be a risk? Like you don't make any change in your life, doing a different thing or win yourself.
Yeah, I think we all know this, right? The change is the only constant thing. If we stay in the same place, we do the same work, do not learn any new skill, and the world is changing around you. Of course, you cannot catch up with things are changing around you, and we will be left behind. Not only like we cannot earn more money, but I think in terms of perception, mindset, we will not be a better person, and maybe one day we cannot perform our work as before.
Yeah, so it's the nature of our life. Whether you want or not, somehow we still have to win ourselves, meaning that we have to make some changes to go on different zone, make a different steps to make a change. So whether you want it, you proactively make it, make the change and win yourself. Or if not, life also force you always. We have to make the change as a flow of life.
I have one question. Yeah, actually, the topic today, we always talking about the things that we want to improve or we want to achieve in our life, but with some reason we cannot do it, right? It's winning ourselves. But I think a very important thing which we should consider to be like winning ourselves as well as when we are in the bad situation. I mean, like when we make mistake and we need to admit it, or we need to say sorry, maybe with our loved one who we never say sorry with.
Even we don't want to say, but
Yeah, even we don't want to say.
it's hard to say.
Yeah, when we make mistake at work and it turns out to be like things that it impact many people, for example. So I wanna ask like what you gonna do in that situation. It's gonna link back to the two questions that you asked earlier, that what is the mindset that you should have and what is the tip that you can recommend.
Yeah, what you said is like soft part of winning yourself, because we talk about winning ourselves is make a change in our skill, in external thing, different thing that we do, but winning ourselves in the situation when we don't want it happens, but we still manage to get through it, or we say the thing that we don't want to say. For example, saying sorry to your junior staff, sorry to your kids in the family. I think it's also a winning part of ourselves. We win our mental and we do it.
Yeah, winning yourself sometimes is just very simple, not about something big, and somehow it's winning our ego, right? Because we accept those things, we accept our weakness to be a better version. Yeah.
So what is your tip? For example, when you need to admit this is your mistake, or when you have to say sorry to your client.
Yeah, normally for me, what I do is I need some time, like some silent time, just to analyze the whole thing, to know where it went wrong and what should be the best thing to do in the situations. And then once I analyze and I feel that okay, saying sorry is the best, or low down your ego and just to make the harmony with people by start speaking something or saying something is the best, then I would do. Because when I am in an upset mode or I'm in an angry mode, I would not do that. It's very hard for me to do that. Means I'm ready to accept, to say sorry, or to take whatever punishment I need to take for the consequences.
Yeah. How about you, Phương?
Yeah, not kind of secret, but I always stand back a little bit to observe, to review what's just happened. Maybe, yeah, the same thing with Chị Thương. I need some time to think about it. The first thing, of course, is to calm down, right? When we are angry or we are in the bad mood, we cannot think of anything. So it's not kind of a secret, just a tip. I think it helps me a lot.
Yeah, we just need time to resolve with our own emotion.
Right. We need time for our emotions.
Yeah, okay. So very nice to share with you about a very complicated topics of winning ourselves today. I can just say that from what we talked today, winning ourselves means starting with a small habits every day to make a positive change in our life. It's hard, we know. I believe by adopting the attitudes, also mental attitudes is important too. So it will, it also help us to create a new habit. And when we have a new habits, move further. It also give us a sense of personal growth and empowerment, and then we can take the control of our habits. We can build the momentums, and again it's a confidence that can help us to develop many areas of our life. I wish all of us to stay strong, overcome ourselves in most of situation. And when you have a difficulty, talk to us, because we are your friends.
we have the same problems with you,
Yeah.
and we can share
Yeah,
our.
the tips, and also at least someone there to hear your problems, and that's what we are doing, and I hope we keep doing that, and after some years we see some progress. For me, is now the first priority is a progress in terms of my body change. Thank you so much, you both, for joining late afternoon, evening tea today. And I hope you enjoying your life and achieve what you want. Thank you so much.